Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, your friendly Bota is gonna talk to you guys about the latest banner. Before we get into that, I just got 62% on my Noctis, and I'm thinking if I should just trust Moogle it all the way, cause like I really want that Ring of Luci. But this is just like the start of the video. Just want to show you guys my progress on the on my trust mastery farming, that kind of thing. So before we get into the review, I just wanna celebrate with you guys because I'm finally done with um, that that dude called Delita Moonblade right here. There we go. Apparently I leaked 0.01%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Ching. And then let's get some sound in here, guys. Then we get another Moonblade. Ha! Yay! Ta-da! Finally, I got a high attack sword. I was thinking if I should farm him or farm Randy's blade, but I found out that I have like the Trust Moogle since the Player's Choice banner, so like I just decided to farm Delita's TM. So yeah, now I'm just farming these guys over here. So without further ado, let me just go ahead into the banner review. I know it's kind of late, but I really wanted to see, as you guys know lah, I always don't want to jump right into the bandwagon and because apparently I found out that like the units over at Global they are starting to come out with global exclusive for the units, especially the 5-star units. So looking at the Japanese side of things, it's not as accurate as before. So I decided to hold off the unit review for a little while and come up with my own opinion after some time. So apparently the banner is wrong side. Is this 4 guys over here. The Wilhelm is a tank. Grace, more of a attack unit, but self-destruct, and then Abel is like a stealer, as well as like some attacking unit, and then Jean, however you wanna call her, is also an attacking unit. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and go into the wiki right here and show you guys what they are capable of. I wouldn't go too much into the 3-star bases, especially for Jean, because honestly nowadays with the 6-star meta in, the 3-star bases are here just to allow us to farm additional trust masteries and stuff. People out there, 3-star bases that goes up to 6-star like Cecil are definitely very usable, but for units like Abel that goes up to a maximum of 5 stars, we rarely see them on our teams anymore after after we are done with the first phase of the game and whatnot. So yeah, wait, let me just go over Jean first, because Jean is pretty vanilla. She's not exceptional like in any way possible. After taking a look at her skills, right, before that, her Trust Master is a machine gun. Basically what it does is it's a 120 attack machine gun, a vanilla 120 attack. It's not like a Sparky which has a element attached to it, and it's two-handed. So in any case that if you have like, for example, Medius has his enhancements allow him to hold 2 guns. So if let's say you want to hold 2 of these machine guns, you are unable to do so because it's a 2-handed weapon. So yeah, your dual wield won't be able to hold 2 of these. So yep. So with that, let's go back into her kit. So as you can see, she goes up. She's a 3-star base, goes up to maximum 5 stars. And then she has Mark. I have no idea why she can steal things. She has Throw. She has Shadow's TM. Cure Poison, Blind Disease. Nothing really super exceptional except for the fact that she has Man-Eater. And yeah, that's about it. So yep, it's mostly just the Trust Master itself. So that's Jean. If you get her, you know, you're gonna probably fuse a few of her into like to get her Trust Master, but you're most likely not gonna use her at all. So that's that. Let's move on to Abel. Okay, so Abel is a unit that is more usable in a sense, although he goes up to a maximum of 5 stars. I say this because first and foremost, his Trust Master is super good. It's a second knife on steroids. Basically, it's 82 attack, and it gets you the person that holds the dagger gets dual wield. So yeah, this is super awesome. It's very worth to farm for this item if you guys are not, you know, you guys do not have Zidane or whatnot, and your unit happen to be able to, you know, hold the dagger. Yeah. So his stats, yeah, it's a maximum 5-star base, so it's definitely gonna it's not gonna go into any trial or something. His weapon selection is alright, not exceptional, but if you can take a look at his kit, right, he has multiple moves over here: Poison Knife, Sleep Knife, Paralysis Knife, Confused Knife. So this may be useful to a certain extent if, let's say, for example, you know, a Kidner, right? A Kidner at his 50% threshold, you want to I think you have to blind him and confuse him. You know, blind him and do something. I forgot. It's another status ailment. I think it's blind and confuse, or is it? Yeah, it's just one of the status ailments. So it's useful in a sense that you can use this to you know, help you out if you do not have a, for example, you don't have Fire Flask, or you don't have, like, you know, the usual, if you did not land the certain ailment on like the unit lah. So Echidna is just an example. So yeah, and then he has Barrage as well. It's Luna's TM and Disturbing Knife, physical damage combo, and then you can inflict 1 random status ailment. So with that, he has certain utility. Moving on, his passives, right? He has Infiltrate. So let's say you wanna go collect some Mega Crysts to farm for hero rings or that kind of things. Those kind of things, you can just bring Abel along. As long as you are at 5-star base, you reach level 49, you bring him along, you will decrease your encounter rate, so you get to go through the exploration faster. And he has Man-Eater as well, which is always good. Yeah, so I think if it's possible, you can have like 4 or 5 of him on the same team. Then when you go on the exploration, you'll be free. Like, no monsters will touch you. So yep, so he's good. Not just for utility, but his TM is also like up there. So yep, that's Abel. Next we are gonna talk about Grace. Grace is this machine-looking girl in a Gundam-looking thing. 4-star base, goes up to 6-star. Her Trust Master is actually pretty interesting. It's one of the better ones to farm up there as well. If you notice, this banner is all about, you know, like farming TMs and things. It's an accessory, gives you 20% MP, 25% magic, and 25% spirit. A lot of people will compare this to Vanille's TM, 30% accessory for magic. I just want to say that, if I'm not wrong, right, from what I read, a unit's maximum stat percentage it goes up to, after all the percentages are combined, is 300%. So we are approaching that state whereby, you know, a lot of our units have stronger percentages, higher percentages of HP, attack, magic, whatever you have there. So maybe this will not be, you know, so beneficial in a sense that if, let's say, you reach the threshold of 300%, the rest of the percentages will just go to waste. So imagine like now your unit has a, I mean this includes passive as well from what I read. Let's say your HP has an extra 50% from some kind of passive the unit has. So you include all this, right? It's gonna be almost like 100 plus percent. So you include your additional 30% HP, 30% magic and whatnot, and then your additional weapons will give you percentages as well. So you will most probably hit that threshold very easily. So do watch out for that. Calculate, like, I mean, do not need to like specifically calculate, but be aware that, you know, after 300%, the stats won't be pumped into your units anymore. So yep. Nevertheless, this is a very good TM to farm for. Gives you a very all-rounded TM for your magic damage dealer, your mage. If you want to put this on your healer, it's also very welcome too. Gives you MP, gives you spirit as well. Magic also goes to a part in healing in a small percentage. Also, right. So next, she is more of a. I don't exactly know how to explain this to you. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the kit. She has magic, fire magic, lightning magic, ice magic. And then she has all this magic damage that you'll most probably not use. It's non-elemental. And then she has flashbang. Similarly, if you're fighting a Kidna, something similar, you can use this. It gives you a chance of inflicting blind on a Kidna. Physical damage 2.1. Now this is alright. And then Sunbeam, we can get this from the free units TM. Physical damage 1.8. Now this is the very interesting skill for Grace. Physical damage 9.99 to all enemies, but she dies immediately. It's like you know, in Pokemon you play Voltorb or Electro something on. Yeah, Electrode or Voltorb. Then you will self-destruct. Then yeah, you just die. But you deal like massive damage to your opponent lah. But this one you must know how to use. If let's say you don't know how to use, you just use, then your Grace will die and then you deal very little damage. So yeah. If used after unlimited, right? Unlimited is the one here at this one. If you use after unlimited, it deals physical damage of 12 times instead of 9.99. So this is more of a very fun unit you can play with. It's not really I mean, we may see use in this in future trials or whatnot, because you never know. This kind of funny skills, right, always have a very significant use next time one. For example, the latest event, right, they give you the grenade that deals 50k damage. So that grenade, right, don't go and use, like, keep it. So the next time, right, there are trials, right, that deals this kind of, like, you throw one grenade, deal 50k damage, also shook. Or like they will have an achievement saying that defeat the enemy using an item. So yeah, just keep it with you guys. Don't use it, or don't expend it anyway. Don't sell it also. For you guys out there that don't spend lapis in increasing your item or your inventory, do consider doing so, because I mean, inventory space will be there forever lah. It won't run away one. So you spend lapis for units, you may not get the unit you want. But if you spend lapis on inventory space, it will definitely be there. It will serve you very it will be very convenient for you as well lah. You don't have to always go and sell your items and whatnot. So yeah. Next, her LB is not that awesome. It's just magic damage with ignore spirit. It's pretty normal. Plus it's just to one enemy. So yep, that's that. So with this, we go into the grand prize of the banner, which is none other than Wilhelm. Wilhelm is the 5-star base of the banner, and there's a lot of hoo-ha and a lot of how to say, what's that word for it? I don't recall the. There's a lot of agreements and disagreements as to what Wilhelm can do and cannot do. and they always compare it to, like, you know, the strongest counterpart, which is none other than Warrior of Light 6 star, which Gumi decide to not give us before, you know, releasing Wilhelm, because on the Japanese side of things, right, Warrior of Light came out first, followed by Wilhelm. But on global, we are getting Wilhelm first, then, or most probably Warrior of Light 6 star lah. I mean, if they don't give it to us, we can't really complain as well. But I believe they will definitely give us Warrior of Light 6 star, because I know that I played on the Japan side and I managed to pull Warrior of Light, and after I got Warrior of Light, right, the entire gameplay changed lah. So that is how good Warrior of Light is. The hype is real. Like, everyone says, hey, Warrior of Light 6 star, Warrior of Light 6 star. It's really true. Like, when you have that, and when you have Warrior of Light 6 star, right, it's your gameplay is gonna be extremely different. It's gonna take you to another level. Now Wilhelm here is very different from Warrior of Light 6 star, in the sense that Warrior of Light 6 star is a unit that jumps in front of your allies, and he covers all of them. He has you may hear people say AoE cover. Now, what is AoE cover? AoE cover is in the sense that let's say your opponent uses a attack that attacks all of your units. Warrior of Light has the ability to take all the damage from the entire team and put it on himself. But Wilhelm doesn't have that ability, in the sense that he doesn't have AoE cover. So that is what AoE cover means. So what Wilhelm excels at, right, is that he is good in single target covering. So for example, if you are fighting against you fight against Gilgamesh Troll. When Gilgamesh does the X slash, right, Warrior of Light 6 star has that ability to AoE cover, meaning that he takes the X slash all on himself. He has that ability to do so. But Wilhelm here, he does not have that ability, meaning that your entire party will still be, still be affected. But don't be disheartened by this, because I'm going to go through why Wilhelm is still such a good tank and why everyone is like raving praises about Wilhelm. Now, he has a Trustmaster Imperial Shield. Now, we put aside the Warrior of Light thing first. We shall go back to the discussion later. So now, Imperial Shield is a heavy shield. It gives 65 defense and 65 spirit. It's a very good TM in the sense that it gives you very high spirit. And for Wilhelm, he has a passive. He has a lot of passive abilities that help him boost his stats, which we will go through in a bit. So this is very different from, if I'm not wrong, it's called Immortal Shield. It's a TM from new. Okay, I think I got the name wrong. Okay, basically that shield, right, it's about 53 defense and 20 something spirit. I forgot the name. I actually can just check it out right here, guys. Give me a moment. I have it on my Cecil. Is it called Immortal Shield? No, it's called AG Shield. Sorry guys, my bad. Okay, so AG Shield has 53 defense and 25 spirit, and it gives petrify resistance. Not resistance, like you're not gonna get petrified at all. So, in comparison to Wilhelm's TM, right? You can't really compare one to one in the sense that AG Shield doesn't have as much stats as Wilhelm's Shield, but in a sense that this covers you if, let's say, you are afraid of getting petrified, in a sense. But yep. So let's go back into the unit review right here. So Immortal Shield is really very good. It's a TM really worth farming for. Wait, my computer is jamming up. Alright, I'm back at it. So yep, there's Imperial Shield. Okay, so talking about the unit, his weapon selection is pretty limited, but I mean, you don't really need to attack with this unit. Now his armors is more of what really matters, because he has light shield, heavy shield, he can hold heads, heavy helm. Sorry, not heavy helm, light armor, heavy armor, as well as accessories. Now you take a look at his kit, right? This shield bash, okay, guard smite first and foremost. Physical damage, 1.4. It's physical damage is not exactly what you're looking for with him, but this is decreased damage taken for 50% for 1 turn to caster. So it's 50% mitigation. Talking about mitigation, right? I really hope that Gumi does not make this a thing whereby, you know, mitigation is required in certain fights for you to, you know, clear the mission, because I know that Y'shtola has mitigation in her limit burst gauge as well, but I really hope that they do not implement mitigation to be part of every team, because I played Brave Frontier before, and when they introduced mitigation, after that was introduced, the entire, after everything, all the content that you need to clear, right, requires mitigation. It's a must-have. If you do not have it, your entire team will just die. So I really hope they think about decreasing damage things, employing this mitigation kit into a lot of the units. So yep, next is physical damage, inflict confuse. This is not extremely useful, but in case you need it, yeah. Next is General's Command, increase defense and spirit 45% for 5 turns to all allies, but it costs a whopping 57 MP. So this is one of the very useful skills that Wilhelm has as well, that Warrior of Light doesn't. Warrior of Light is more of a breaker, but he has some buffing skills as well, but Wilhelm has better buffing capabilities. Defense and spirit is very awesome in the sense that you do not need to, for example, when you use Refia, right? Refia's, if you have Refia on your team, you want to buff your defense. Refia will buff attack and defense, and then your Cecil will buff, using focus, you will buff magic and spirit. So you get all 4 of your stats buffed up on the first turn. Now the thing is, you do not really need magic and attack to be buffed on your first turn. You more or less need to survive the first turn going into a fight. So defense and spirit is very good in the sense that you are buffing your defensive stats on the very first turn, and it's for 5 turns. So I think it's really very useful in the sense that they bundle defense and spirit together, and then next General Battle Cry, attack and magic together. So you see the synth, like how the flow of your buffs, because sometimes your buffs overlap, and then like you'll feel like it's not very MP costly in a sense for you to just buff one stat. So yeah, next we take a look at Impregnable. Increased chance of being targeted 100% for 3 turns to caster, and then you decrease damage taken 30% for 3 turns to the caster. So that means it's 100% provoke, and then you decrease damage by 30% for 3 turns. So you only take 70% of the damage. Now we take a look at General Battle Cry, because I kind of missed out on this, the second effect. If I'm not wrong, this is actually a global exclusive. It's a global exclusive ability together with General's Command. These two are actually global exclusive abilities, which is why Wilhelm on global is actually like super wanted as compared to, you know, when Japan got it. But Japan got these enhancements already lah. So yeah, but his enhancements are nothing to do with these two abilities. It's more of like increasing HP pool and whatnot. Now, so increase LB gauge fill rate 50% to 3 turns to all allies. Now, this is really, really very good because in the very near future, you might have heard we are gonna get Riku, and there are a lot of other. In fact, his own LB gauge is also very good because his own LB gauge is actually a mitigation LB, and then Riku is gonna be the one that cast her LB is gonna enable all of your units to have auto revive. So being able to cast her LBs as fast as possible is gonna be very awesome. And yeah, so this is why this Wilhelm is also very wanted in the global side of things. Now we take a look at his passives. Draw attacks. Sorry, I clicked on it. Okay, draw attacks. As long as Wilhelm is on the battlefield and is alive, he gets a 50% provoke. So we all know that Cecil with Golem, you need to use 1 turn to cast provoke to get a 70% increased chance of being targeted. But as long as Wilhelm is there, you don't need to do anything. He's gonna be targeted. He's gonna increase chance to be targeted by 50%. So this is very awesome because you don't even need to cast anything. As long as he's there, provoke is active. Albeit the lower 20% lah, but at least it's there. Next, he has chance to counter physical attacks by 30%. Counter is useful, but it's good to have lah, but not super needed. And then increase spirit by 20%. Always very good to have increased spirit and defense on a tank. An eye for an eye, increased chance to counter times 2. So now we are looking at a chance of him countering quite often. So his attack may actually come to use in your team as well. Next, Invisible Heart, increase defense and spirit 75% when your HP drops below 30%. Wow. Okay, this is good. This is very good. I mean, I'm not sure if you can stack this with Resuscitate, whereby when you drop below a certain threshold, all of your stats will be boosted up as well. So Resuscitate is actually the Tiger Girl, the 3-star that came together with Eileen's banner. I forgot her name. I can't recall it off the edge of my mind, but it's the girl in the tabby suit. It's a TM. So next we get increased HP 30%, increased defense 30%. Wow! Now I know how people. Now I finally know how people reach like 10k health or easily reach like 12k health on Wilhelm, just with like a couple of HP 30% and whatnot. I mean, it's doable on Cecil as well, but yeah, you can do it easier on him. And then you increase defense 25% when you equip with a heavy shield, increase defense 25% when you equip with a heavy armor, which is, this one is confirm equip one. You don't need to say. This one is no need to say. Like your tank will definitely equip a heavy armor, your tank will definitely equip a heavy shield. So this is a very good bonus. Very good passive. He has heal of 340 times 8 multiplier when guarding. So this is very good as well, especially after you cast the 100% provoke. You know you're gonna take hits, you guard, and then he will heal when guarding. Wow. Next is Loyal Guardian, increase LB gauge 3 crystals per turn. Wow. Increase resistance to all status ailments 50%. Oh, actually this is the, now I remember, this Loyal Guardian as well as General Battle Cry is the global exclusive for Wilhelm. So yeah, this is the reason why he is so good on like he's so wanted on global right now. That's why a lot of people have, oh yeah, I remember the word, it's a controversy. A lot of people has like, it's a controversy whether you want Wilhelm or you want Warrior of Light 6-star. It's very or maybe like Cecil can still do its job. Yeah. So before I get into the controversy thing, let's just go through his limit burst. His limit burst is decreased damage taken 54% at maximum level, so it's more than 50% mitigation. All allies. Wow. At base it's 30%. So yeah. And then yeah, I really love him because his sprite really looks super awesome, guys. Like it's just so good. I can't really zoom in, but yeah, his sprite with his shield and then his spear over there and then his heavy armor, it looks so good. And look at his badass face, ready to take on any hits coming. Come on, man. Alright, so anyways, with that, with the kit out of the way, let me just address the decision or dilemma you may have as to whether you should pull for Wilhelm or not. Now, after taking a look at all the units, right, I personally feel that this banner is skippable. It's definitely skippable. Why? Because Wilhelm is not a must-have in your team. It's currently the content we have in the game does not require mitigation, nor does it require such high HP tanks or high defensive buffs to your team or whatnot. But in the near future, when we get Riku, we get the Onion Knight, we get all of these very good units, we get Ayaka and whatnot, which is all 5-star bases except for Riku. Riku is a 4-star base. It's gonna be more convenient in a sense whereby he can fill the LB gauge faster. You can cast Riku's LB faster, and he has this all the buffs you can like. It's very good because he's a buffer as well as a tank at the same time, so he kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, at the same time, right, Warrior of Light here, he's also he's also a dual role whereby he kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, what he does right at 6 stars, now his LB is not like super awesome, alright. It's a light physical attack, AoE 3 turn plus 50% defense, and it's a AoE physical attack. And it buffs your team's defense, but just defense alone. It doesn't have mitigation in any sense. Now, Warrior of Light has race. That's something to take note. He has race. You can revive your units, although not full health, but it's still there. It's available for you. Store is not something that you'll really use. Now, Hope, 100% defense after HP drop below 30%. In comparison to his where is it here? Nope. Passives. Okay, defense and spirit plus 75% when HP drops below 30%. So now that we know that Wilhelm has a defense, he doesn't buff as much defense when his HP drops below 30%, but he does buff spirit as well. So with that, we know that let's say you fight a very magic damage heavy enemy, you may want to bring Wilhelm instead of Warrior of Light along. That is just one pointer to take note. Now, Warrior of Light has a 30% chance to counter magic with this skill. And what exactly is this skill? It's a self-recover 25% HP and MP. Now, Wilhelm doesn't have this. Wilhelm is a counter whereby he hits the enemy as compared to instead of like recovering. So you gotta pick and choose. You can definitely have Warrior of Light as well as Wilhelm on the same team, but I mean they actually do different things, guys. You cannot really compare. It's like comparing an apple to a pear. So if you have Wilhelm, it's good, but don't go all out and pull for Wilhelm because it's a 5-star base. Okay, so Warrior of Light 6-star also has Undead Killer, because it's if I'm not wrong, it's a paladin of some sort. And then he has Breath of Life, in the sense that he can heal himself, but just himself alone, because Warrior of Light also has 100% provoke, but it's only for 1 turn instead of the 3 turn on Wilhelm over over here, 100% over 3 turns, and then he mitigates the damage for 30%. Over here you don't mitigate damage, but it's also 100% chance to get targeted, so if you get hit, you'll definitely get hit. You can self-heal yourself. It's not a lot, but it's at least like something still there lah. Next you got Sentinel. Now this is what I'm talking about, like he's able to jump in front of your allies and then like AoE cover, that kind of thing. It's a 30% chance to defend an ally, and reduce 50% physical and magic damage that is being dealt whenever he does that. And he does have armor eraser. He debuffs 45%. He breaks defense and spirit by 45%, and at the same time he also has full break, whereby it does a 30% break to all stats. And then he also has arms eraser, whereby he debuffs attack and magic. So you pick and choose, see which one you want to do. He has Shining Wave. You may not really use this. It's a one-hit light magic attack. It's not really very useful, but it's just there in case you need to do light damage of some sense. Like instead of using Banish, you bring like some unit along, can use him. And then the light is with us. Now this is what Warrior of Light is so awesome. Like 3 turn, 50% chance to defend allies, and it reduces 50% physical and magic damage, and it only costs 25 MP. Okay, so most of the time during the first turn, whenever I use Warrior of Light, right, I will either use his bricks or I will use the light is with us. And now his enhancements are here, and his enhancements are really, really very good. It increases the mitigation. It takes the mitigation percentage on the light is with us and that kind of thing. So all in all, I just want to say that Wilhelm and Warrior of Light, they do very, very different things. You can put both of them together on the same team, but essentially they fall under the same category of tank, because at the end of the day, they jump in front of their allies, you protect them. One does provoke, one doesn't. One has an innate provoke, while one doesn't really have, but one has AoE cover and one doesn't. But at the end of the day, you must know that when you go to a fight, right, whether you already have a breaker, you do not have a breaker, or whether the enemy will do AoE damage or he will do single target damage. So for example, like the latest Bahamut trial, we got Mega Flare. So imagine it hits all of your units and they all get wiped out. If you have Warrior of Light, Warrior of Light will most probably die, but you can just auto revive. But with Wilhelm, right, he doesn't have that available to him. What's good about Wilhelm is that, in a sense, when maybe you fight single target damage, he'll most probably tank it very, very well. His HP pool is very, very huge, and his buffs to your team is insane. He can buff your team very well at the same time, both attack, magic, and defense spirit. Although they are separate buffs, they do not stack, and this is why I feel that Wilhelm is good. And yeah, and his sprite looks super awesome as well. I mean, Warrior of Light sprite look awesome as well, but Wilhelm has mitigation. So if you ask me all in all whether I will pull for Wilhelm, my answer is probably not. Now, why is that so? Because Wilhelm, right, is one of those characters that, I mean, if you guys like the character, go ahead and pull for him. You like the sprite, you like his design, go ahead, pull for him, because he has red art right now. So if you don't get him now, when are you gonna get him? But for me, I'm thinking along the guidelines of I do not need Wilhelm right now. I won't lose out in any content if I do not have him. So whether is he worth all your hard-earned lapis? I would probably say no. I'll still do my daily summons. For those of you who got Wilhelm out there, congratulations to you. You just got one of the best tanks in the game. and then with the global exclusive for Wilhelm, is just like, I don't even know how he will die unless, like, you know, like someone casts death on him, and then, like, you know, you have enough bad luck to, you know, for him to die, because he can easily, without even any like super sophisticated equipment, he goes up to like 6k HP, 7k HP. With proper TMs, you can probably hit about 12k. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, I've been receiving questions as to whether I will pull for Wilhelm or not. My answer is I will do my daily summons, but I will not hard pull for Wilhelm, because Wilhelm is a tank, and a tank is a role whereby you only need one. You do not need two Wilhelms. So in the case that I hard pull for Wilhelm, right, and then in the future when Onion Knight, Tidus, and all the units come out, and those are the units that I will hard pull for. If I hard pull for them and I get a Rainbow and I get Wilhelm, now that is not something I want to happen, because I don't really want to have two Wilhelms in my inventory. I will feel like it's very wasteful, because, you know, on one hand he's very good, true, but even his TM, right, like for example, even if I get multiple Emperors, at least I can farm his best in slot rod. But if I get multiple Wilhelms, right, I do not need multiple shields. You see where I'm going with. So I know this is a very long video, guys. I'm sorry that I'm very glad that you guys have decided to stick with me, trying to explain the spike between, like, you know, Warrior of Light and Wilhelm. But I hope you guys like the content and what I've put forward to you guys, and if you guys are feeling awesome, please help give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more upcoming content. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon, and all the best for your summons, and bye, take care.